Predictions time for 2K25. Keep going here. We're gonna go through and discuss everything from top to bottom. It's gonna be in depth today. We're gonna talk about from our game modes to match types and more high level predictions for you today, just for you. Not every nitty gritty detail, just the fun stuff. I haven't written anything yet, but we'll put stuff down. But speaking of fun, it'd be a lot of fun if you guys could go ahead and hit that subscribe button, because I looked at our YouTube stats and about 60% of people, you check out a video or two, but you don't hit the little button. It would help us out. We're trying to get to 200,000 subs for 2025. It's a big dummy goal. All right. Match types. Iron, Survivor. That's one of them. I think we see some returning match types from the past, but I also think we see some new ones. Iron Survivor has been a staple for NXT for a couple of years now. I think 2K could do this. They could treat it like they did with War Games, where it's going to be the big match type that enters the franchise. You gotta wait a couple of years to see if WWE is gonna stick with something, but it's a lot of fun. I would love to be able to play it in NXT. You give us like they do with War Games, where you get the NXT arena and they give us like a regular arena, or hopefully you can play it in every arena. You can't with War Games yet, which is silly. But Iron Survivor, it's 25, it's 2K25. Iron Survivor is the big one I'm pegging for. All right, next on my list, I Quit. I don't quit, but I think the I Quit match is gonna enter in back into the franchise. It's been a long time, and I don't see why this can't make it in. It's not a big deal here. We got the microphone in the game already for 24. You can gimmick it where you're gonna talk to it.
Let me talk to you.
So just do it where it's gonna point down like we had it in the old days. You'd ask the guy if he's gonna quit. Next one, kind of a favorite from you know what, this next one, it's like basically can do it already in the game with all your managers. Lumberjack match. Give us a proper lumberjack match, because we can already have 2 or 3 managers ringside. Yeah, 3 managers ringside. Why can't I do that as a lumberjack match? It's essentially the same thing, just up the aggression for the people that are sitting at ringside. You get tossed over the top rope and then they're gonna get pounded on by the next guy. That sounds gross. All right, the next one I got on my list, this is a favorite of mine. 2K, if you're listening, I'm writing it down right now. And I hope that we can do this. 3 Stages of Hell. It is one of my favorite match types of all time. If you're a youngin', you may never experienced it, but 3 Stages of Hell was one of my favorite matches to play as a kid in the SmackDown games. 1v1, and you can go through all of the 1v1 matches available. You could do like a no DQ match for number 1. We could do a steel cage match for number 2. You do Hell in a Cell for number 3. Ladder match number 3. Whatever you want it to do, it's 2 out of 3. It's so much fun. And that's the thing that 2K25 has to do, is bring the fun. 3 Stages of Hell is like a must for me. The last one I have here, and I'm asking a lot here, aren't I? Because then it's like, well, what are you gonna do for 2K26? There's nothing left. There's always stuff they can do. It's okay, calm down. This next one is like, they could just take it from the existing match. So the next one is dumpster match. We had Chelsea Green and Michin do a dumpster match in WWE. I think it should be fun to do. And you know what? All I'm asking you to do is take out the casket, do the exact same match as the casket match. It's exactly the same. You are just changing the casket to a dumpster. Same thing. Change the animation. Do everything else exactly the same. And you got yourself a new match type in there. Dumpster match 1-on-1. And for existing match types, I think that you can get some things get expanded a little bit. For example, we got special guest referee brought back in 24, which was fantastic. And I love special guest referee matches. They're still fun. I think they make some tweaks and adjustments to it for like duration and how long when they get kicked out of it, but they got all the right pieces in place for special ref matches. But I think that they take it up a notch. I think that they allow you to expand it to multi-man matches so that you can do a tag team match with a special ref, or 3-way, 4-way, and you get a special ref there. Nothing crazy. I don't expect to see them in like, you know, an elimination chamber or Royal Rumble as the referee, but it'd be cool if they could do it where you were doing a 1v1 Hell in a Cell and you could do it that way. Even the 1v1 matches to let you have a special ref in there. I think they expand that. The other, well, I'm gonna say this is a bold prediction. I don't know how they're gonna do it. I don't think they're ever gonna do it, but I think they could do 5v5 Survivor Series and do it for next gen, current gen consoles. You got the hardware, you got the horsepower, give players 5v5 matches. It's what they want. Dang it. All right, gameplay. Now this is a tricky one because you guys probably have like 5,000 things that you want for gameplay. I hear things of like, we want chain wrestling, huh? Yeah, that's on people's menu. And then we've got just other things like make it work. Here's one I'll throw down here. Fighting stances. I want fighting stances fixed. A lot of people point this out, and I agree with you. It is stupid. They all got the little shimmy animation where they're gonna box or whatever. It's not Mortal Kombat. It's not a boxing game. It's a wrestling game. Have it so that they're gonna have proper WWE wrestler animations for when they're just kind of standing around, or just like based on the category and class that they are in. If it's going to be women, maybe, or they're a female and they're a giant like Nia Jax, or just male side giants, they're gonna have more of a giant stance where they're kind of slower looking when they're standing there idling. If you're gonna have a cruiserweight, maybe they do kind of move around, bounce around. Like in the old SmackDown versus Raw days, Rey Mysterio was doing that in the ring. Have it like that where the animations are gonna make more sense based on who you are picking in the match. Just stop with this whole, like, get rid of it. But if you can't change it, just get rid of it. Get rid of it. Better weapons physics is another one. I want to see them do like where I used to be able to do, where I can like grab a chair and I could like shove it on their leg, press X, and it smash their leg. Or do it to your head and they stomp on the head. Or you do what Edge used to do. He gets the deal, he gets the pipe, and he throws it in their mouth. He does something like that. Change the weapons physics around for the weapons. Look at like kendo sticks and steel chairs, and allow us to do more shots different ways. Maybe like if you're gonna swing a steel chair, maybe there's like a back animation, like a proper one. Because right now it's just kind of very generic. I think that they could do also is another one is super finishers. Super finishers. I think they expand on super finishers. They did this last year where they brought this thing in, and I like it a lot. You can store 3 finishers, you get the little lightning bolt, you get a cool little animation there. I like doing a Pepsi plunge from the top, or you can do a super attitude adjustment. I like all that stuff. I think they expand on the super finishers, they add even more. Now, one thing that I think they could bring back, it's gonna be a prediction here, it's a bold one. OMG moments. I think that they should and could make a comeback, and I think that they're really wanted and needed now. Because one of the OMG moments that they could bring back that WWE does all the time on TV is breaking the barrier ringside. They go right where the ring bell is and they smash somebody through it. It happens like every Monday Night Raw, every PLE, somebody is going through the barricade. Do it and bring it back and do it properly. Set up OMG moments. I don't like how there is no OMG. I miss it. I actually do. Because I can't do stuff off the apron. I'm kind of randomly guessing if I'm gonna throw somebody through the barricade, and it never seems to work for me because I'm old and stupid. But then hopefully they could change it and they could allow us to do more OMG moments. Stuff off the ladder, it's a Hell in a Cell, come on. All right, the next one I got here, I don't know if they'll do anything to this, but I threw it in there anyways. Blow for blow. You know, the boos and the Yaz mini game they got? I think that gets a little bit of a tweak and an update. I don't know if they do anything different. Right now it's gonna be like just punches and chops. Maybe they can do it where it's gonna be like kicks in the mini game too, or it finishes with like, you win the round and it goes into, I don't know, a suplex or a back suplex, something like that. Right now I'm drawing a kitty. That's what I'm doing. All right, now let's go into modes. All right, let's talk about all the major game modes and what could be in there or what could be removed. MyGM. I think MyGM, here's a funny thing. I haven't played WWE 2K in a little while because holidays and also it's over. I started getting back into the game a little bit more and I dived back into MyGM because it's been a minute. I'm having a lot of fun with it. But I think that this year, I think MyGM gets the big facelift. 2K and this current team, they're the ones that have built out MyGM. So they're in charge of it all and they can work with this system that they got. And I think it gets a massive improvement where they're going to allow up to 6-person matches, a full calendar year, include matches like the Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, Money in the Bank, more titles, increase the roster size for what you're drafting. And I'll say that I think that they, a bold prediction for MyGM, they add cutscenes for when you're doing promos and everything else week to week shows. It could be tied into like how much you got to pay to get those things in those cutscenes. But I think that they could do that because when I talk about universe mode, you might see why. They add new GMs as well. Nick Aldis will be in there, I believe. They shake it up with which GMs will be available. But I think MyGM, I hope really, it's a hope wish list, guys, but I predict that they will do even more because they have built MyGM from the ground up for a couple of years. And I can see year over year where they've made big strides with it. MyGM has me pretty excited because you can play through everything. If they just add in some cutscenes, a little more customization for your roster every single week, every month, and it's gonna be a banger. So let's talk about universe mode for a minute here. Universe mode, bad. If universe mode stays, and I think it will, and I hope I'm wrong, I think universe mode gets small improvements once again. I think that the mode is duct taped together for years. And I think they're in the rock and a hard place of like, we either rip it out and we got to start from scratch with something, or we got to like, or maybe there's something planned in the back end. But if they rip it out, it might be a domino effect of what it hurts in the whole game. And I think it's too difficult for them to completely overhaul universe mode for what fans really want. So I think they give us a couple of little things to keep you going. I think they add more cutscenes in there. I think they try to fix up some of the issues and glaring problems with it. 2-night PLEs make a debut. Rivalry slots, I think they could add one more. Do I think they go into like 3-way, 4-way, or faction war rivalries? I can only hope, but I don't expect them to do it. I'm conservative that way. My expectations are always low, and then I'm pleasantly surprised by things. Do we get promos, show intros, those types of things? Show intros, I'm gonna go with yes, because I think that they know that people have been asking for it. It's a small little thing, but the community has been asking for them to just do the show intros in there. It matters, it hypes up the show for what you're creating. And then when it comes to promos, I'm 50-50 on it, but I'm gonna go with yes. I'm gonna stay positive today. I'm gonna say yes, they bring promos back in some basic capacity. I don't think it's gonna be like an in-depth system, because they've done like the cutscene stuff for now a couple of years. And I think that they could do promos, but I think they will give it to you and it will be kind of limited. So people will go, yay, we got promos. And then they'll go, oh, I can only do like 5. All right, MyRise. I don't have much to say about MyRise. I think MyRise returns, and I think they give you a new, unique story for the men and the women. That's it. MyFaction. Yes, I think MyFaction comes back once again. I think it's focused even more. I think what they do to fix MyFaction this year is they're going to have proper Titantrons and theme songs for those specific characters. And we saw a little bit of that in 2K24, where they had CM Punk and they had Fire Burns as a theme song for those different Punk models. I think that what they will do is, for those models that have retro stuff attached to them, like an entrance theme and a Tron, I think that they will package it better instead of making everything feel very generic. And the other thing I would hopefully get and predict here is that they fix the pricing on these things, because it's all over the place. Showcase mode. All right, showcase mode. One of two things. If showcase mode comes back, because a lot of people out there will say, including myself, that I don't want showcase. I'm done with it. I had 40 years of WrestleMania. I'm good. I don't need to see it anymore. Like, give me a break. What are you gonna do? You gonna do another individual showcase? It feels like it's just kind of there. And especially when you go from 40 years of Mania, having all these different matches to play through, and then you're gonna go back to like a singles focus. Maybe they can add a new twist to it to make it more exciting. If we get showcase back, I think that you're gonna get CM Punk as the showcase, because you can have many different matches infused in there. If it's gone, they gotta replace it with something. What they could do, and it would be a fan favorite for me, is if you got Road to WrestleMania. Focus on 3 to 5 different stories for different superstars like Punk, Roman, Rhea Ripley, throw in a legend like The Rock, and you do custom stories that way that are like 2-3 hour blocks, and there you're done. All right, next page. Let's go to the back page. Online. Here we go. That's how you spell it. No. I think online stays very much the same, which is bad. I think they get general stability improvements for online. I don't think that they are going to focus on online all that much. I don't think you're gonna see anything new. That's just my prediction. Would I want, of course I want everything fixed. Of course I want the best 10 out of 10 game ever. Are you kidding me? But I'm realistic. Community creations. This is a tricky one because a lot of people want a lot of stuff. I worry that it breaks the system, and people love community creations, as they should. And they can create some of the most amazing stuff that's out there. I think it stays very similar to what it has been. I think we get new attire parts. I think we get refreshed hairstyles. Body morphing, I don't know if they can go that far. More cost slots is what people are really looking for, as one of the things, is one of the kind of the big things that they want. Maybe they improve that. But honestly, for community creations, I think you see a lot more stability, and I think that they're just going to just keep adding more stuff in there, and people will be upset. People that are like really knee deep in community creations know like exactly what they should get out of this. But because we're dealing with like an 8-month window of a refresh of a video game, I don't expect too much. Now let's talk cover stars. Not really that big of a deal. Once you get the game, don't really matter, but it's fun to speculate. I think one of the main cover stars, one of the focuses, will be CM Punk. He had his big return to WWE after his huge absence. He had a massive year with Drew McIntyre, huge merch seller, one of the top guys in WWE. I think that they will do multiple covers for 2K25 like they have done in the past, but I think the main one they will focus on is going to be CM Punk. A deluxe edition and an ultimate edition, or whatever they're going to call it, I could suspect that they do like a dual cover thing, but you already had Rhea and Bianca on the last ones. So I'm thinking on the women's side, like who is the breakout? Like Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley were all of 2024. as the big names for WWE. Becky wasn't around that much. Charlotte's been injured and she hasn't been around that much. On SmackDown, you got Nia Jax and Bayley, Tiffany Stratton. Like, you have names there, but it's 2K and you want to be able to market this thing with like WWE's biggest stars. So I don't know which women would actually make the cover this year. It's interesting. Maybe Jade. You want to put her on there, but I don't know. I could see Jey Uso making it for like a deluxe edition, making it on the cover for that. You got the Yeet edition. That'd be a lot of fun. And for an ultimate edition, whatever you want to call it, I think that you give us a Bloodline edition. You got Roman and the rest of the original Bloodline all on the cover. And the last big one I got here is for I'm writing in big letters, DLC. Downloadable content is stuff that you can buy and you can get in the game every year. I don't need to tell you that, but I think that we get the standard DLC releases like we have had in every year. Ever. I think they do it again. They gave us 5 to 6 packs with 5 to 7 superstars in every pack, released over the course of the year. But I think this year could be very good because WWE themselves have been hiring and bringing on more legends and getting more legends contracts signed, which is really big positive for players, assuming that they can make it into the video game. But we have already heard of such legends like Jesse Ventura, who's made it on Saturday Night's Main Event. I think Ventura makes it there as like pre-order bonus. There's one of the main focuses for the legends that they want to be able to highlight and celebrate. I think Alundra Blaze makes it in. Mickey James, Jacqueline, Victoria. They've been kind of teased and rumored that they've signed Legends deals, or they've confirmed that they signed Legends deals. Then I think that they could take a stab at TNA stars, Joe Hendry, Jordan Grace. They could make their debut in it, but it depends on how the WWE TNA contracts are even dealt. And then I think you get a lot of NXT focus because you have stars like Julia, who just came in. Obafemi making it into the game. Sure, a lot of stars should just be into the base game, but come on, we know how this works. You're going to get a lot of people held back because they want to be able to pump up the DLC. So even current WWE superstars that have even come back, I think of Andrade as an example. Should Andrade be in the base game? Absolutely, but Nia Jax should have as well. So they could just leverage someone like Andrade as DLC. And then I think maybe even with the DLC, they do similar to what they've done because I think it was kind of a success, which was bringing in additional stuff with the DLC like weapons. And I think they could do even more weapon bonuses if they go in that direction, or arena packs, or even little showcase stories. They could do something like that to make it a lot of fun. Oh yeah, that's the last thing. Fun. F-U-N. Make the game fun. That's the biggest thing, is players are looking for the hook, something to bring them back. At least it is for me. Make the game fun. Make it something that I don't want to put down, that there's always going to be a hook and something that brings me back. But we'll see. Predictions could be way off. Like, nothing matters here. Like honestly, it just doesn't. It's gonna, who knows what we're gonna get. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day. See ya.